A hearing? Yes. A judicial session, usually open to the public? Yeah. Held for the purpose of deciding issues of fact or of law? Yeah. You sometimes with witnesses testifying? Yeah. The court held a hearing on the admissibility of DNA evidence in the murder case? Yeah. Also termed judicial hearing, administrative law? Yeah. Any setting in which an affected person presents arguments to a decision maker? Oh. A hearing on zoning variations? In legislative practice, any proceeding which legislatures or their designees receive testimony about legislation that might be enacted. Oops. The shooting victim spoke at the Senate's hearing on gun control. See preliminary hearing, equity practice, a trial. Oh. Now, these hearings that I've been to for the last, 3 years and 10 months, yeah. You had a hearing on January 5th of 2016 where I, as the accused, were accused of the crime of violating the protection order twice that day. But you wouldn't admit the evidence that I hadn't committed any crime. Then you said I was crazy. And then you put me in jail for 27 days. Yes. And you dismissed the case because you said I was incompetent. And then while sitting there for a year and a half emailing you, yes, you decided to do the same thing in Jefferson County. And I asked you, what was the district court case about? Instead of serving me notice of the court hearing, yes, you decided to send all the court correspondence to 1023 Kitchen Dick Road, the address of Pastor Mike Van Proyen. Now, after you arrested me and transported me across county lines for the allegation of violating the protection order and cyberstalking, yes, you issued a warrant for my arrest for $500,100. Seems excessive. While being arraigned, video arraigned, yes, I asked Judge Landis to read the protection order, and I asked her to see that the petitioner didn't sign it. Now, you did decide to terminate the parenting rights of both parents when you didn't. Well, let's look at it. Let's say my wife had some legal problems involving kidnapping, conspiracy, and technology. Yes. And the state of Washington decided they'd completely deprive both parents of any rights. Yes. Because she didn't appear in court. Now, I'm having this problem with the employees of the state. Yes. Let's say I sue you. Now, it's one of these. No, let's say I sue every employee of the state of Washington for having any knowledge of terminating parenting rights without any due process. Now, for all of you employed in the state, yes, you would say that you are or are not liable for any child abuse. Yes. Where the individuals known as the court decide to issue a weapon surrender form, yes, without the name of the petitioner, without the name of the responder, without their dates of birth, yes, and then they use the fraud of saying that I had actual notice and an opportunity to be heard. Yeah. Now, myself as the named restrained person, yes, could not present a credible threat to the physical safety of the protected party or children, yes, unless she did testify during a court hearing that he presents a credible threat. Now, without her signature proving right now, the state of Washington is very much complicit in the terminating of parenting rights without any due process. Now, let's say I sue all the state's employees. Yes. You don't want to enforce the laws. You don't want to enforce the Constitution. Yes. And I email numerous other states. Yes. About the fraud right now. So I sue them. Now, how many state employees have an obligation to not only protect children, yes, from kidnapping, abuse, neglect, and exploitation, yes, but they do have the actual obligation of protecting parenting rights? Now you know of the fraud and forgery, yes, of actually terminating parenting rights right now without any actual termination of parental rights hearing. Now, my wife, Heidi Lee Budnick, yeah, we're still married. And as frustrating as it is, this United Nations marriage certificate, yes, I would think that it's more than just a humanitarian rights violation. Yes, for any member state of the United Nations to terminate parenting rights without an actual termination of parenting rights hearing. Now, let's say I sued you in the United Nations, ooch, for the war crime, poop, of